Hello guys, welcome back for my group's second presentation. This week we will be covering Remote Access VPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. A Remote Access VPN allows an individual user to establish secure connections with a remote computer network. This will allow users to access secure resources on the net as if they were plugged into the network server. There are two components required to establish a connection to a Remote Access VPN. The first being a Network Access Server NAS, aka a media gateway. A user will access the NAS through the internet to connect to the VPN. The user will also be required to enter their credentials for validation. The second requirement is a client's computer that can connect to the VPN. Most operating systems today have a built-in software for this. In this tutorial, we will be covering the procedures to setting up the VPN using the Windows built-in software. Travis will be demonstrating how to set up the remote access, followed by Tyler's demonstration of the connection, and concluded by David's explanation of multi-factoring authentication.
Hello, this is Charles Longacre, and I'm going to demonstrate how to set up a VPN on Windows. First thing you're going to do is head over to the Start menu and click Control Panel. Click on Network and Internet, Network and Sharing Center, and head over to Change Adapter Settings. Then you're going to click on File, New Incoming Connection, and then once this is up, you're going to click on who has access to this VPN you're setting up. I'm going to use this person right here actually. And click Next. Then you're going to connect through the internet. Then click the protocols you would like to use while over the internet. So allow access. And this is the computer name that I'm going to use to connect to it. Then when you want to actually connect to it on another computer, you're going to go down to Search, VPN, click on Virtual Private Network, and then here you're actually entering the IP address. I'm actually going to show you how that this actually works by connecting to it through another computer. And see what you're going to do is enter your IP address, and you can click Next and enter in the username and password. And then as you see, I connected. One client is connected now, and this is the user I used to connect through there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.
Hello, I am Tyler Nelson, and I'm going to be showing you how to connect to a VPN. We're going to start by going to the Start menu, and here we're going to head to the Control panel. Inside the Control panel, we're going to be going to the Network and Internet section. From here, we're going to go into the View Network Status and Path. Here, you see the connection we have to the Internet already, but we want to set up a new connection. As you see here, it has the VPN connection. That's right. Inside here, we're given quite a few different options, but we're going to use the Connect tool workspace because it has set up dial-up or a VPN connection to your workspace. Here, we click through saying that we want to use a VPN. Here, we enter in either the host name or the IP address of the VPN server. There's one on the internet that I'm going to use as an example, and it's provided by freevpnaccess.com. So the IP address for that is 672.175.123. So we're going to go ahead and click next. Here we enter in the username, which is actually just the host name. So it's freevpnaccess.com. Password for this one is 2757. We're going to go ahead and click connect. So at this time, it's going through a bunch of different protocols to find out the one that's being used. But the one for this one is PPTP, which stands for point-to-point tunneling protocol. So we'll go to that right there, and so we see that it's trying to authenticate with the username and password. Now we see that we're connected to the VPN. So you see here we have a VPN connection made.
So you've gotten your VPN set up and you want a little bit extra security, so you use what's called multi-factor authorization. And real briefly, all it is there's lots of different ways of authenticating a user. There's three main types of that. There is what you know, which is knowledge based, what you have, which is more physically based, and then who you are, which is biometrics. And basically, this is the idea of taking two or more of these processes and using them at the same time to gain access to the same thing. So real briefly, some examples of all the different types. What you know, it's the most common form of authentication, and the most common form of it is passwords. Use them everywhere. Security questions. Your bank asks you what's your mother's maiden name, different things like that. Hand signs for getting into a place, all sorts of different things. What you have. This is also really common, usually more so for getting into physical things. Keys. Use keys all over the place, getting into your car, getting into your apartment, unlocking the building if you're the first one there, all sorts of different places and things. Magnetic cards, you use these in an ATM, which actually uses multi-factor authorization because you also have to have your PIN. I have to swipe one to get into my office building at work. All sorts of different places you can use these. Who you are, this is more biometrics. This was a little bit more rare, but it's becoming a bit more popular. Fingerprint scanners. iPhones now have these built into them as of iPhone 5S, I believe. Just put them in a while back. Laptops have them now. Other smartphones are putting them in. They're growing. They're becoming more popular. I worked at a place once where we scanned our fingerprints to sign into work. It was really sketchy, and the managers had to come and fix it a lot. But it was cool. They thought it was cool anyways. Retinal scanners. This is more a thing of the movies, but they do exist, and they're kind of same concept. Voice activation would be another one. So basically, I tried to go out and do one of these for myself, and I found a program called Phone Factor, and it's a what you have type process. What they do is whenever you try and sign in, they call your phone, and you can accept or reject based on whether or not you actually tried to do this. If you reject it, they send a message to your IT group saying, hey, someone has the password that they shouldn't have, and they can reset it or make you reset it or all sorts of fun stuff. So I spent a ton of time trying to get it set up, trying to figure out where to get the program from, all sorts of stuff, documentation, because we're trying to use this with the basic VPN on Windows. And I finally went to their website just to try and download it directly. I found where their website was because it wasn't popping up in Google, which I thought was weird. And it turns out they haven't existed for 3 years. They were bought out by Microsoft back in 2012, which you'd think I would have realized that when all the articles I was reading about them were 3 or more years old, but I was not paying attention, I guess. So instead, they're going to be included, the technology is going to be included in Microsoft Azure, which they have a free trial for, which I was going to sign up for, but they asked for my credit card, and I always forget to cancel those. So I decided to, unfortunately, make a boring PowerPoint instead. So sorry, it would have been cool to have it call my phone, but it's the best I can do. Anyways, thank you. Hopefully this helps with multi-factor authorization. And yeah, if you guys want to try the trial on Azure, you can go to their website. It's a free trial. Or you can just look up online what Phone Factor was, and they have some videos up still as well.
This concludes our video tutorial. Thank you for watching.